The 4B movement is coming to your town, buddy. Pay attention. Okay, we don't care. What makes you think men care about the birth rate dropping? We're the only ones that have an obligation to financially take care of kids anyway. You're really blessing us in disguise. You know what also is going to reduce? Child support and protection, dating, provision. Yo, please, can y'all hurry up? Side note, and my mother told me this, but women typically have children because they want that unconditional love feeling that children give them that they typically don't get from men because we have to work to provide and protect. You think there's no female loneliness epidemic? Watch this. Men are going to let the bad men do what they do. We're going to help you destroy society. And when pandemonium and chaos starts to happen, you can't look to men for any type of defense. That's all. And then this prophecy is going to come into fruition. But notice how it says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of 1 man. It didn't say shit about us taking hold back. So get on with it. We're ready to see this kingdom fall and the kingdom of heaven to come. Bring 4B, 4C, 4. The 4B movement is coming to your town.
Oh, so that's in the Bible.
He's feminine.
Oh, that's in the Bible, Tyranny. What did it say? Shout out, hey, Kobe. What did that say? Isaiah, what was that about?
Isaiah 4 verse 1.
Why? Yeah, but you know why it said that? Because it's gonna be many.
Hold on. Let him read it first. Let him recite it first.
I know what it says, but go ahead.
I don't know.
Okay. It says, let me pull my book out. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Oh Lord, can I?
Let the brother go. Let him cook. Let him cook. Bring out the book.
And the brother looked like he was laughing in pain. By the way, he's like, "Go ahead, do it." He's like freaking out, and it's clear, and this is why I study religion, but I'm not a religious person, because it is so much that has been slipped into the Bible right under our noses, even with Jesus telling us that we should be good slaves and beat your slave, just not until they die. That was added in. It's been added in.
No, the majority of all Christians are Christian. They come up here saying how they want a God-fearing man, yada yada yada. So
it's been some editing. I'm not saying that it's not good things in the Bible that you should follow. I would never say that. But what I'm saying is that when you take it, people are like, you can't cherry pick. They cherry picked. They cherry picked what they want to put in there. They cherry picked what they want to take out, and they cherry picked what they want to teach in Sunday sermons. So it's I'm
gonna paraphrase it. The long story is saying, and in that day, 7 women will clean to 1 man. But why? So that I can be called by your name. And y'all reject us. It says you want to be called by a Kobe Bantu. That's my man.
In what day?
Y'all. That's why the devil's trying to separate y'all from men. So when it comes, he got that net. He can just throw it on. It's gonna be easier to get you. But y'all gonna change our minds. All these videos that y'all record, the men of the Most High, we already got it. We already got a screenshot. All y'all that talk all that junk, you can't come back.
Right,
7
but he's gonna be in
the 1. You can't come back. Y'all talk too much junk. Y'all marrying these simps.
Where I'm so disheartened.
It's gonna be in perilous days. It's gonna be in days where men are so bad that women are gonna want a good man, and they're gonna all cling to 1 good man.
But you guys don't even know what a good man is now.
Women know what a good man is. That's just hard to find.
You're gonna be forced to. You're gonna be forced.
That's what they've been using. Fear, ladies. Don't listen in the comments. This is that bull.
By Kobe's name.
This is bull. This is why when y'all want to talk about, I ain't nothing, and my man is everything. This is
y'all
where it leads you.
We ain't gonna do nothing. It don't matter. Whoop. And the scriptures are speaking. Just like Jesus is black, and it's all coming to fruition. Jeremiah 16:19, that the Gentiles will come forth and say, we've inherited lies. We've inherited lies from our ancestors. It's all coming forth. Isaiah 4:1 is gonna smack y'all in the butt.
It also says that I won't judge the women for going. Hold on. It says I won't judge the women for going a whoring because you men went a whoring first. Okay, so while y'all hold the women accountable, God said He gonna hold y'all accountable way before He hold us accountable.
Ladies, liberate yourself, please, from that.
Go look it up. I'm telling you, it's in the word.
That.
See, this is scary.
Right. I'll maybe put on my Google. I'll tell you
exactly. She don't know.
Well, we need to know when this is scary.
I'll tell you
scary.
But it's okay. I'm not
gonna say that.
This is that red pill that scares women off.
It is that red pill that scares women off. And what's his name? Say your name again.
Kobe.
Kobe. What I don't get about you extreme red pillars, why you just don't let that beautiful side of you, like you when you were petting that goat, come out instead of all of this hatred. You got a nice beard. It's not all fucked up like the Dusty who was in the last one. Like, why don't y'all lead with that? And everything could just be beautiful. Just like if women led with their femininity and actually loved. If we just all love instead of hating each other, we could have had a conversation about you and your life. And even though there wasn't a mother there, you're now married and have a great life. And you're like, I just feel like there's so many more things we can do than feed hate. We can feed togetherness and love.
You guys aren't mad at me. You're mad at the Most High. I'm just going to tell you what he said. It's not.
No, I'm not talking about that scripture. Which my thing is, do you even know who King James is? Do you read the King James Bible?
There you go. Disapprove and all that. So I already know all this stuff.
I'm not talking about he's gay. I ain't even talking about that. I'm just what I'm talking about is the fact that you talk about this colonization of America, but most Black people are still following a religion that literally colonized them. That was the base of the colonization.
I'm not one of them.
So what I'm saying, you know the Bible pretty well.
No, he don't.
But I know Jesus ain't white.
But do you believe? Are you a Christian?
I'm not. I'm a Bantu.
Oh Lord, what's a Bantu?
That's a whole nother video. Okay, let's not get.
What's a Bantu? I'm just curious.
Okay, I was a Christian. I was a Hebrew Israelite, and then I came to find out that they lied about that too. So
they keep lying. And the women out here saying, I ain't nothing. I'm just a little slave. I ain't nothing. They keep lying. And this man just said he went through multiple religions and saw the lies. But us as women, we're proving that point. We don't read.
Details. We can discuss that another time because there's a lot of details that need to be covered on that. But I'm just saying what I said.
There you go. We halfway down a big old rabbit hole.
So I'm saying, I mean, it's a good thing. I believe in a family unit.
Stop the cap.
Obviously, the family unit is the first thing that we want. But the world is made up of so many different dynamics of family, extended family, this, that, and the third. I cannot sneeze at any one of those because I was born from a mother and father, grandfather, grandmother, married myself all the way down. So I have never been in a broken home. So I have no idea what that dynamic is like, right? I was raised with mom and dad. Okay. So I don't know, but I do know we're not the only kind of family on this planet. So whatever makes up your family, whatever makes up your tribe, whether that's a man, woman, whatever, you need to have love in your life, find love, do what you got to do. Okay. But don't hold back because you're afraid. People are afraid these days of being hurt. What's wrong with falling in love and getting hurt and then falling in love again? It's never going to be a guarantee that you're going to fall in love for the first time ever, and that's the only person that you're ever going to fall in love with. Make trial and error. Date as many people as you can to find your mate, to find your tribe. That's it.
And I'll tell you what I took is because the question is modern women are finally taking their power back. Not that one, not the turkey nation. No more box. No more box. All right. No more box. They're taking their power back. And I'm like, is it really that bad out here for women? That was my first thought.
Yes.
And then secondly, I'm saying, are these the women that most women don't want in the first place? So,
that most men don't want to first. No, I don't think so, Gavin. I think a part of this that we're not talking about is what Heathen Queen says, and we often ignore her. The quality, right? I'm using terms that, the woman without the children, the woman this, the woman that. Collectively, do women need to do a lot of work just on them? Yes. But what I'm saying is that good one, or that one that has done the work, she's still having a hard time finding a mate her age who is ready to be in a committed relationship. And so what I'm finding with my research of the hundreds of women I talk to a year is that they're staying in these relationships for about 3 to 4 years, and the relationships are not turning into anything. I got to correct them on certain things and boundaries that they don't have. We got hope to God they picked right to begin with. It's just a lot going on. We don't have marriage-minded men or relationship-oriented men, and we don't have enough women with standards, because most women, even Bonquisha, want a relationship and want a commitment. So it's not that with the women. It's the having the standard and keeping it there. They lack the discipline, and then they wonder why they're brought down.
Okay. Okay, awesome thought. Look, this was a wild show, up and down per usual, but you know, as much crap as talk, I think people are learning. All right, the conversations need to be had for better or for worse. And I mean, where you at, Mr. Walker? This was a long night.
Oh my goodness, Heathen Queen. I agree with what you said about people need to be able to fall in, you know, not be afraid to fall in love. But that's something I can't say that with a clear heart now. Observing today's marketplace, it seemed treacherous, and last thing I want to do is fearmonger. However, the only way that this gets fixed if people find the courage to be some degree of vulnerable. However, we continue to observe here week after week, and it's only getting worse. And I'm laughing like the Joker because you got straight heterosexual men up here talking about drizzle. Do y'all know what that is? They are poking fun.
Yeah, what is that drizzle? I don't know.
It is the signs of the end. Whenever men stop trying to correct actions, hey, this is wrong, and start just making fun, that's terrifying. I'm telling y'all, that's not a good sign. So this is what I took from this. I kept hearing words like when the men fall off. It's my understanding that this 4B movement is supposed to punish men into submission by not giving them coup de cata, and eventually they gonna phase out of existence. That's what I'm hearing.
No, so that's the extreme. It's like
okay, there we go. That's the extreme. So, but that's what I'm getting. So, what we kept asking, what is the desired outcome of this? Where do they see this going? Have women factored in the fact that I'm not gonna say this extreme is gonna happen, but that it seemed like they kept saying men falling off. So is that the thing they want? They say, okay, we ain't giving no more, and it's only straight men. So let's get the context of 4B is straight men. Everybody else can hunch.
It's different.
Once what our definition from what they said, the woman they said is straight men. Heterosexual men can't get none. But if you rainbow, you can get some. Straight heterosexual men, no sex, no reproduction. That is the 4B movement as it's described.
But it's not a movement, from what I've been reading, it's not a movement where they're stopping the dealing with men so that the men can correct themselves. They're just not dealing with men, period. They don't care. They don't care whether they correct themselves or not. They just decide that they're not going to deal with men, period. And
there we go.
Okay, so I've seen some videos where some women are basically saying we're only going to be left with the elite men. We're only going to be left with the high fruit versus the low hanging fruit if they continue this on. I've also seen those videos.
So I can't even make that make sense. But I hear you, Crystal. I believe you've seen that, but I don't see how that works.
But we have to understand this is a Korean thing. These women, according to that movement in that country, they're not worried about getting with men. They're just eliminating men, period. It may be from another country that they're talking about doing it until men straighten out. But the women in South Korea, they're not worried about men straightening out. They've done this.
So that's the ultimate goal. Stop reproducing with heterosexual men. They and all their offspring are going to phase out of existence, and then the world is left with women and non-heterosexual men. And here's my question. Let's just stop there. Let's observe this world. There are no more heterosexual men. Testosterone rates are at all-time low. Do we not understand the importance of testosterone? Like, seriously, ladies, I'm trying not to be so serious, but I am right now. Do we not understand that testosterone is what causes a man to stand in front of a hail of bullets for his family? That's testosterone. The men that the majority of women claim they don't like, these mannish men, we run into that burning house for you. It's us. We do that. We are the firefighters. These goofy, strong, brutish men. So I ask you, ladies, do what y'all want. I'm not trying to change nobody's mind. I'm not here to debate. But just think about that. A world where there's no more straight men.
Mr. Walker, you know that this can't be. That's why we said earlier, it's not going to be that all women decide to do this. Right. The hope is that, first off, I'm not in no movement right now. Okay, let's just put that out there. But what I'm gathering is that women are tired of not being heard from men, specifically in South Korea. American women agree. It's women in Europe. It's happening all over. It's not just America. It's happening in other places as well. Right. And so they're saying until we're heard, majority of 4B are saying until we are heard and understood, not beating men into submission, but just saying, I have a say so. I have something that I want to input. I don't want to be in a relationship to where I'm just here to be a loyal servant with no brain, no wants, no desires. That's what I hear more of out of these mouths of these people. So I think tyranny is.
I think that's what we've gotten to. That's what we've gotten to. We've gotten to a point, because I keep saying it. Today's modern women want the men to submit to them first. They want the men to come and, in some degree, say bow and say, okay, we're going to do as you say, and then only will the women do as the men say. And I'm saying that will never be in existence.
Where are you getting? I don't get how you're getting that from.
Because I'm listening to you guys. I'm listening. The 4B movement, they saying we withholding coup d'etat. Some saying just indefinitely, and some saying until guys get it right, they're looking for a sign of submission.
No, Mr. Walker,
that's not going to work with real men. It don't. Real men are never going to submit to women. It don't matter. You don't have to. Don't nobody got to like the word.
Where do we get submit? This is my question, Mr. Walker. Saying that I want to be heard as a human being is not saying that I want a man to submit to me as a woman. So that's where we keep having a disconnect in dialogue. It's not saying I want you to bow down to me and guess what now? Move your ass over. I'm in charge. That's not what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that I am a human being just like you, and I want to be heard. That's more so what I'm hearing. And that's getting translated.
No, that's not it. These women are saying, I want the same respect that you respect other men with. You know, big tall John down the street that's 6'7". Yeah, respect me like you respect him. And I start off the show by saying there's an underlying tone of violence between men. So there's always going to be that much more respect in the room. A man's not going to treat you like he treat other men.
Okay, so if here's a question. So if we were in a room and we stayed in a room and it was 50 men and 50 women, and we women in that room decided we weren't going to give you any sex, what would be the outcome? And we had to stay in that room for 2 years. What would be the outcome?
I guess nobody has sex now.
No, that's gonna get crazy. Some men gonna be taking it, not all, but some men gonna be taking it. Some men will be fighting the other men who are trying to take it.
All right, so what's the point?
So my whole point is, if they hold out long enough, somebody's gonna change. Somebody's gonna give in. Somebody's gonna do something.
It's an awesome theory. It's an awesome theory.
And that's what women are trying to affect. They're trying to affect not for you to submit, but for you to face whatever they feel men need to address. On their side. Women get that they need to address things on this side. But what we're saying is men need to find out what they need to address as well. It's not just
I don't want to keep glazing over Crystal. Okay, I want to make sure I'm hearing Crystal. So Crystal, you saying there's a large group of ladies, a large group, large enough to consider 50%, 48%, that say they feel like they're not heard in relationships or marriages. What?
That are saying that men feel like they don't need to listen to a woman for the most part. In the
confines of a relationship or marriage, or just in general.
Period.
So why does a man why would a man feel inclined to listen to a woman outside of a relationship or marriage or a business obligation?
Right. So what they're saying is that because it's like an automatic for a lot of men that they're running into, that you're a woman, you don't know nothing, or you're beneath me and all of this, because that's the automatic input.
I never experienced guys talk to women like that. I've never in my life been out and I play football with some hooligans. I've never experienced men talk to women like that in my life.
Well, I think, I the thing about it is it happens. And I think on the internet, we say it, but in the outside world, it's happening in subtle ways of women being in marriages to where they feel like they're not being heard, or they feel like it's a communication problem, or they feel like they've been asking for this, and they're not getting it. Right. Single women feeling like they've been dating their guy for a while, and then he's promising this or doesn't want marriage. I think it's just a lot of miscommunication, but I think the undertone is that most men don't feel like women women are stupid. You know, that's what we hear every week. We're not logical.
Right.
You know, we're educated for no
women
reason.
are women. You guys run your emotions through your logic through your emotions. That's true.
Well,
That's
the thing about it is
undeniable.
we have logic and we have emotions, and we hope
you run your logic through your emotions. That's why you say I feel a lot.
Right.
Like we gotta.
Right, but the thing about it is, a woman can be logical, and a woman can also needs to feel. If you ain't got a woman that's feeling something, it's a big problem. You know?
I agree with that.
So I definitely I hear you. I know what you mean by that. You know, that separation. I think I totally get that argument. I'm not going there. But I also I believe that if I am in a relationship with somebody and you love me and I honor you and you honor me and we have this understanding of caring and loving each other, just because a woman, how many times I know these women, even the pick-me's in the comments, have had a gut feeling about certain things and been right. I know you married men have had situations where your wife might have said something to you like, no, I'm doing this. And it's happened. I think regardless, in a marriage, most women would say, I know Heathen Queen's been married. There has been times where I'm having a conversation with my husband and he's pretty much like, well, I'm not doing that.
Right.
And I'm not like, motherfucker, you gonna do it. I'm just sitting here like, because at that point, you can't do anything. You know what? It makes no sense to argue. He's made up his mind. A man is going to do what he wants to do. At that point, as a wife, you keep it pushing. But as a wife, secretly or in relationships, women have had those moments where they look back and they may be like, "Oh, I might have, my opinion might have helped in that moment." So I don't know. I think it's a lot going on. Luckily, I don't have these problems. I'm happy in my relationship. I don't have to deal with that, but I see it. I talk to women all the time. I see the stupid decisions my cousin makes. I see the people. I see everything that goes on. So I don't know.
I feel like stuff like that. I think I've been married for 12 years. I think everyone's going to deal with communication issues. Whenever me and my wife found out that most of our disagreements came from misunderstandings, it was smooth sailing from there. So that's what I think. I don't think like this not being heard thing, Crystal. It may be an issue, but I think it's something that needs to be worked out within a relationship. I don't think it's some big old thing like we need this movement of all these guys trying to say, oh, guys, we need to listen more. Some of these things need to be worked out within relationships. And that's why we sit up here and say marriage ain't for everybody. I tell you what, because it comes to some points, man, where you got to really hunker down and you can't be selfish. That's why the Godfather used to say it's about duty, responsibility, and stuff like that, because it's times where that got to kick in and you can see things much more clearly. You understand? And they don't feel like slavery. Shout out to him. He was talking about how marriage sucks. All right. I'm married. Hemp is married. I think I got a focus. I think Hemp got 6. But it's just talking about certain issues. Marriage is not a picnic on both sides. And if someone isn't feeling like they're being hurt, Crystal, and here you go to your credit, Crystal, that may be a thing, as far as women not being heard. I know a lot of times men, when we talk and we explain something, we get straight to the point. All right. I went to the store. I came home. Women, they talk about going to a store, come home. They say, I was on my way to the store. I met my friend. I talked to her on the phone. I went down. I thought about this. It's a whole story, but all they did was go to the store and come home. And that type of stuff, to build up that relationship where that man going to listen to you as you rattle on, that's why we talk about you got to work for that. You got to build up for that. That's why we say you need to be trying to get married if you want to get married in your 20s. Work up, build relationship, build up that trust. Relationships are about trust. Women cannot meet a guy at the finish line and expect this guy that is established to have this amazing trust and this compassion, and he just met you. However, if you women decide to go through struggle love and build this trust with this man, you run a higher probability of getting this nice man, this guy that can be vulnerable around you. But good luck. Ain't nobody doing that. Go ahead.
But I'm saying, but my understanding is you're encouraging men to build themselves up and get your money up and do all of these things, and that doesn't happen in his 20s. So how is a young woman?
It's working. It does. That's what I'm saying. It don't have that's why women don't want to do it. You got to work together. These women want this partnership equal type thing. If you want anything that resembles that type of idea, I don't subscribe to it. Then you gotta build with that, man. You can't.
Well, two things is true. Only way you can do that is if you meet in a woman that's the age of Lil Day that was up here.
When people are not
if you're not meeting these women, if you ain't meeting these women before the age of 25 and marrying them, it ain't all that stuff Mr. Walker's talking is out the window.
Okay.
Yes. That's why I say you gotta get together, both y'all at a young age in your 20s.
But what's crazy is that we're not advertising that people get me. We have a mentality that is teaching men screw as many as women as you can, and that's where they should man.
And get married. Teach the women to sleep with as many men as you can and get whatever you can out of them.
But the point, and that's not good. That's not good advice. It's not good city girl advice to say sleep with as many men as you can and get whatever you can out of them.
The message is out there. I keep telling y'all, you got to talk to the babies. Quit trying to save grown-ass people who going to do whatever the hell
it's not even grown-ass people. You know, people be telling their little cousins and man, you know, you got to be the man, you got to get the draws and all this kind of stuff. That is common.
Young men don't want to go into no relationship and not have no kind of practice. There's double standards. There's double standards. The guy don't want to go in and not know his way around.
Right. And I'm not saying I'm not saying you got to be a virgin. I'm not talking about crazy stuff. I'm talking about how we are not. I can tell my daughters all day, every day, get married, blah, blah, blah. But when we are in a society of letting boys screw all the way up until 40 or 25 or whatever, and don't take this serious, live your life, screw as many women as you can. And that's the society that they teach. And not, if you find a loving, good woman in college, that's the best time to find your wife. Get her and get married. Most people are not doing that.
I'm learning this stuff right from home. Most of these boys are being raised in a single parent home with their mom, where they are watching their mom bring men in and out the damn house. That ain't their daddy. So we got to stop the cap. They ain't being
right. So they need their father.
I have never in my life, and I coached football for over 10 years. I've never in my life, and I got 10 nephews. I've never told any young man to go around and sleep with women. Never in my life.
So y'all gonna cap and act like most people don't. And
the word nug in them. Of course they do.
I find a lot of men who say stuff like that in different places outside of nug. And I think that I see it happening in different places. I see it in the culture of men that's the standard. And I think that's a big problem. You want women to get married to men who are not ready to get married yet because they're still taught that it's okay to play around forever until you're finally ready.
Now here's the thing too, and this is something we don't touch on. I loathe whenever these sisters come up here and say, I'm not going to struggle with a man and help build him, as if these sisters come into and they completely built up and ready to go. That's what I'm saying. It's too much division. Like listen, this is what's echoing in the streets. Today's modern women got it all together. They educate, they got bread, and the majority of the ninjas is broke. The majority of the melanated women got bread, education, they got it together, and the ninjas is broke. And no, it may not be true, but that is the temperature of the dating market. It may not be true, but we know that's ongoing conversation. And my thing is, it's doomed. It's over.
I think it's an ongoing conversation because women see themselves in spaces where they're saying self-development. Men are having some real red pill spaces that are saying that as well, good or bad, whatever. But you're seeing a movement of women changing and losing weight and health and fitness and all these things that are on the rise. And so I think collectively they're feeling like, I'm okay with saying I got work to do and I need to heal myself and do better. Even a young lady who came up here, but we have a brother who's way older than her who came up here and said, ain't nothing wrong with me. And this is another cry out to why boys and girls need their fathers. We don't want to have this conversation. We want to keep ignoring the elephant in the room. Children need their father. So even if you knocked up a bonquisha, still be in your child's life, regardless of what that mom is doing. Like, that's a big part of this conversation we want to keep ignoring. And that's another reason
still be in that child's life, regardless of what that child is doing. As a man, I don't agree with that message. Still be in it regardless of anything that child is doing. Will we tell a mom, be in that child's life regardless of what that guy is doing? And when we know that women have no bounds of what they'll do when they're vindictive about their baby daddy. Just be around, regardless of what she do. That's
But that's a
and that
minority
is. I
of
know.
women.
I know the world don't care, but I know nobody cares. But that's insensitive. Like I said, women think they could tell a man where the edge of his sanity is. You can't do that. You can't say just.
But that's the minority. That's not the majority of women. Majority of women have productive relationships with their father baby or their ex-husband. It's a majority of women that do that. What is it called? Alienation thing, and they don't do it forever. The whole point is you should be actively looking to keep a relationship with the children. I notice a lot of men just abandon their children, regardless of what the woman said. If he goes off and finds another family, he abandons that one child that's over there. Has nothing to do with her alienating the child. He just abandons the child sometime. I mean, there's many reasons why that man walks off or doesn't do what he does. But there's 70% of women being single mothers. That's unacceptable. It has to be some fault on the men. It cannot just be her at 70%. It cannot just be her. So men have to take responsibility for walking away from those 70% of children too. It cannot just be a single mother.
You asking irresponsible guys to be irresponsible. We're no longer asking irresponsible women to be responsible, but you continue to ask irresponsible men to be responsible. And it's not
had an irresponsible, no offense, we just had an irresponsible young lady, shout out to Lil Day, who came up here, and we still wanted her to be responsible. You can't change anybody.
She was young, and I tell you what, her story was heart-wrenching. Did you not hear
it's only because we listened. It's only because we listened. If we didn't listen, we would have threw her in the submarine.
No, listen here.
Well, none of it. That don't mean
her story is normal. Her story is a normal story. The guy walks off and is dealing with another female. He gets the unsy from her, and then he's with her for a minute. Finds out she's pregnant.
So this is what happens when you let high schoolers have sex. This is the bottom line.
I'm saying this is a typical story. This young lady, she's typical. It's a typical story, and we need to stop having these kind of stories come across. We need to teach these young people they need to practice birth control.
She was a rebel without a cause. She said it. She said she rebelled. It's nothing you can do.
Most children rebel. Most
boys do too.
And it's unfortunate, but we just got to keep time. Don't stop for nobody. Y'all think the clock gonna stop and say, let's help these people, and then we can let the clock keep going. The clock don't stop.
There's still help for people their age.
No, there's not. And I love y'all. I love y'all optimism. That's why we are here documenting this. And when 20 years from now, it's going to be unfortunate, but this stuff will be here.
I mean, we're not saying it's going to go away. What we're saying is some people can autocorrect. People learn to autocorrect. As I said,
we're not saying they don't, but we speaking about majorities. We ain't talking about saving one life.
And he the queen, like, given the context of that young, blessings to that young sister. I hope she finds peace of mind. With that being said, she talked about the nug. She talked about being raised in a 2-parent home. We heard the sister I asked how she get in that situation, and with all due respect to that young sister, the only thing she did was say my parents. And I had to ask and dig a little bit for her to say I rebelled. You understand?
She said that at first. She definitely said that. That was one of the first things she said. And then we asked her about her household and if she had parents, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
No, I definitely had to ask her for her to say she rebelled. That's what they go show.
But that just goes to show you she had 2 parents and she still came up as a single parent. So we're saying
she still rebelled.
We tell y'all there is no hope. So let's just take that for what is there's no hope. That's what we're telling y'all.
This is not a circular conversation. No. It's not. I'll keep y'all updated week by week. The dating market is getting more and more grim. This ain't circular.
Are we saying the dating market has gotten worse since that Kevin Samuels opened the house?
It's gonna continue. I wouldn't say like that, even Queen.
Kevin Samuels opened his mouth.
Like that. I wouldn't word it like that.
There's an interesting
hold on. Yeah, for women, not for men.
Hey, it looked like for both. They coming up
better.
crazy.
No, men
they coming up here crazy.
Men have seen the light. Women are screwed.
Men are not getting the desired outcome.
Yes, they are. You just I'm doing like y'all. I am. You had a brother up here on the panel who just went and found his wife.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
What is your goal? They're finding their wives.
But what is the goal? If your goal is marriage, then that's your goal.
Listen,
but if you're a woman,
we had a young lady up here, 22 years old with a small kid. We had a man 43 who just went and found his wife. Who's winning? Who's losing?
Yeah, but she may not. But women may not want to get married. Men
just keep having children. Keep having children in high school. Keep doing it.
I'm saying they're getting.
No, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Women shouldn't want to get married. Keep being teen moms. That's better.
No, I'm not saying that's better.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying being a teen mom is better. That's what I'm saying. I believe being a teen mom is better than being a wife.
No, you're being facetious. I'm saying the women are doing what they have to do in order to survive, just like men. I'm saying the situation has gotten worse since we heard through that Kevin Samuels, whatever he was speaking, that situation got worse. Nobody can dispute that it got better. Nobody can dispute that it got better. It got
for men, it has. I know so many countless men, including me and Mr. Walker sitting here. It has gotten better for men. I'm telling you.
No, because they decided they didn't want to get married. Most men have decided they don't want to get married. They don't want to deal with
Alicia. Yeah, you're right. They have seen the light to these women who are not.
I haven't seen an uptick of. I haven't seen an uptick of. But I haven't seen an uptick of marriage in the Black community. I haven't seen statistics that say there's an uptick of Black marriages. Where's the statistic that says that?
Because the women have been exposed. There's no wives. They've been exposed.
Wait a minute. You said it got better for men. Men got married. Where's the statistic that proves that men are getting married more than what they were doing 4 years ago?
Like we said, we're doing like y'all. It got better for me. Ain't that what it got better for me? It got great for me.
You all said men. So I'm saying I want to see some.
We showed you 3 men up here tonight. All 3 of them.
No.
That's anecdotal, right?
Give me a stat.
You always give an anecdote.
Wait a minute. Where's the stat that says it got better for men? Now, if we see a stat that says men are getting progressively married.
Well, it's not about marriage. Men don't want marriage like that. So
we got stats and men are reporting to be more lonely.
You cannot measure the success or happiness of a man by marriage. You can't. That's y'all. We can measure y'all. We can look and say 80% of women aren't married. We can say y'all ain't happy.
Right, but we're talking about contentment and happiness, and 80%. And men's rate of deletion is at a high, all-time high, and depression and sadness. So neither people are winning with constantly feeling like I'm better than you.
And the all-time high since when? How long they been documenting this stuff? We gotta stop. It ain't that much data. All-time high over the last 50 years. Like, give me a break.
No. I was just doing the marker of the Kevin Samuels era. I'm saying it got worse. Relations between Black men
or women. Y'all look at y'all.
They both got worse. You all mentioned that the men were getting married, but I haven't seen any statistics that say you guys are getting married more.
They don't want. They get in the milk without buying the cow.
But women don't want to get married either. So
that's fine. That don't matter. Here, this is what y'all ain't. This is why I keep trying not to say. I'm trying not to sound so daggone egotistical because I hate when people come up here and flex. You guys are acknowledging a certain demographic of men. You guys keep talking about. You guys keep saying incels. And guys with not a lot of swag come up and y'all be like, oh, y'all guys. No, there's a group of men that can't lose. Absolutely cannot. They're single and they can't lose. This whole most Black dudes are bums and stuff. That is fake news. It's absolutely fake news. I promise y'all. There's a group of men that's gonna always get what they want at any time that they want it.
And that was before Kevin Samuels. So
this is more now because men understand their value. So they're like, okay, I had no idea that I was this valuable to the group. You see, it comes from one second. Let me cook. It comes from a selfless place. That's why it's working. Men wanting to be good. That's good for the group. That's why I say today's modern woman needs to be motivated by something more than herself. Whenever men sat there and talk about getting, we said we got to do better for the group.
Oh no, I agree that you should be motivated I agree that you should be motivated for something more than yourself, of course. What do you mean? Like your kids, your family. Like, of course, that's a given. But I'm saying know thyself. It starts with knowing your worth. When you know your worth and you know yourself, then you got a better chance of being able to identify how to treat your children better and things like that. So I'm not saying that you should only, no, it's not a self-oriented thing. It never is, but you better get yourself together first before you bring, like you said, children into the picture, a man into the picture. You ain't ready for marriage. You ruin that. Like, that's what I mean by that.
But I'm going by Kevin Samuel's words. He said it doesn't matter what or getting close. Marriage is the goal. Marriage is the marker. That was always his saying. Marriage is the marker.
Was him. That was him. God, may he rest in peace. That was his message at that time. Kevin here to see what's going on now.
So we hard marriages. We're not going by marriages.
No, because what's funny is me and Mr. Walker was singing the same tune. Rewind a year ago. We were up here advocating for marriage. That's what we're trying to say. Now, how fast the tide can change, y'all don't even understand.
Oh, so like you guys
he's been gone for almost 3 years. A lot has changed. 2 years.
You guys are not advocating marriage now. You're not advocating marriage now. I'm just saying.
We've been saying that. Because it ain't for every we said that at least a dozen times. It ain't for everybody. It's not. I was up here trying to preach marriage, and I was gullible, being stupid. Because I was like, I want everybody to experience what I'm experiencing. I'm living in my own head. I'm like, this is awesome. Like, it's nothing like having an intelligent black woman by your side. Y'all need to get some of this. And and I can't found out I was sadly mistaken. And they like, no, what's that?
What turned your tide? I mean, how did it?
Because listening to men, they're like, no, Mr. Walker, you've been married too long. They're like, these are the women out there, and they start telling stories about them dealing with women. I was like, I've never
documenting it. Yeah, outside that, we are sitting here documenting this night after night, day after day. We have been documenting it. It's just that simple. So these women ain't from the same hood. It ain't like we bringing up the same bonquisha from the same neighborhood over and over. No, so these women they're from all over the country with the same software. No matter every square inch of this country, they are the same. And that's what we are documenting.
So there's no end to the. So there's no end. You're saying there's no.
I don't know what the end is. We just document it. I ain't got I don't know.
Just project. Look at it. Look where we are projecting.
Okay.
Look at no need to get specific, but look at the propaganda that's in place. Look where we are projecting. Look what's hated and look at what's loved in society, and you can see exactly where we are headed. People, my goodness, it's doom. I'm so sorry, but I don't know what else to do. Because listen, we're not going back. That's the issue. People say, "Oh, we're gonna go back. We're gonna get back to where we was." Right. Humanity don't work like that. Ain't no going back. It's impossible.
So it's impossible to help people now. No, we need to scrap the whole bunch and start over.
There's a good group that ain't gonna make it. Why can't we accept that? There's a lot of people. These 6 for 6s, 5 for 5s. It's over. They have to figure it out. When government assistance get cut off and all that, it's gonna be a crying shame. And I hope it don't happen. I hope all the stuff I'm saying is a lie, but the probability is it's true. That's why I'm saying it. I don't want to be having egg on my face up here. I don't like it. I got embarrassment. However, I'm speaking it because I believes it, and I'm only saying I wish it wasn't true, but it's where we headed.